whole reason he killed Tommy Russo was to take over his Continental Wire service, which means Cohen's got the only wire between here and Chicago. He's building the central book for the entire western United States.
Wait, what's the central book?
All gambling money on the West Coast will go through a central book, and Mickey Cohen will touch every penny.
In terms of digging in and doing the research for the film, what did you guys do to prep for it? Because I love the time, I love the language, I love the clothing. All of it to me is exciting to get to dig into.
I called Giovanni and said, dude, tell me about the 40s.
He was born in the 20s.
And I was like, well, I'm 105 years old. So
Well preserved.
yeah. A lot of the information and the education on the 40s started with Reuben Fleischer and his own preparation, and I tend to personally defer to that a lot because it ultimately, I believe it's a director's medium, and we're fulfilling his vision. And I think he was the spark for that, to kind of go down that rabbit hole.
It's a very stylized version of that time, but I think that's part of the appeal of it, is being able to pick what you like about that late 40s, post-war
Absolutely.
Sort of optimism, and when LA was really just as pretty as it could possibly be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I was agreeing.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
No, I mean, I think stylistically it definitely is, a heyday for clothing and the automotive industry and Hollywood and the films that were coming out of that decade. But I think with this, we definitely wanted to bring a certain, or maybe even bridge a certain realism and scratch the surface a little bit more and show the underbelly of Los Angeles without censoring it, and I think that was done with elegance and with artistry, and I think I have my hats off to Reuben Fleischer.
For all three of you, in a movie called Gangster Squad, the important part is building that team, and all of you have such iconic introductions, and then I think get to play such big characters. Like, they are, from the moment you're introduced to each of them, they are so clearly defined as to who they are and what their role in the squad is. Was that part of the appeal of the script when you guys read it?
Absolutely. Yeah, when I read the script, it was an amazing script to read to begin with. It was just wonderful to read, and you could really visualize it. And the way each of us had our own little introduction, who we were, I was sold on Max Kennard immediately, and just doing whatever I could, campaigning to get that role because of the the reasons you were just mentioning.
I think that it definitely is an archetypical story where you have these simplistic, simple. Yet specific elements that come together to make this movie, and that would probably be something, if anything, a reference to older films, from that day and age, where you'll have people who are considered the most complex and psychological filmmakers, like Ingmar Bergman, where you actually look at his films from like 1953, Summer with Monica. And it's just a very simple story where the characters are these archetypical individuals, and I think that was, for me personally, that's refreshing.
For breaking entertainment news and more, follow @HitFix on Twitter or visit hitfix.com.